I got to play. It's a guy that we both like.
There's one that sold for 61 on April 27th. Damn, free shipping. Hell yeah, man.
It's not the obvious guys that win you your league.
Oh, I'm on the clock. Oh, no, I got auto pick.
Oh, there's one.
Oh, you missed your pick. People start going way off the board here.
That's a steal, babe.
I was clicking the button. This is all messed up now. How do we get so many auto picks? 2, 1.
Nailed it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. You guys made it to the big week. It's Super Bowl 58 week. The final game of the season for all the marbles is here. Happy Super Bowl week, Steve. How you doing tonight, sir?
Yeah, happy Super Bowl week. Man, it really seems like just yesterday we were kicking off week one, and here we are here. So get your listings ready if you got some players in the big game, and there's still time for that. And absolutely get your off-season cards ready to get listed the day after the season ends.
There you go. So Steve's players in the game. Do you think people that are holding Brock Purdy right now should go ahead and sell him before this game? Like buy it now, take the profit you can get, sell him heading into this game.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's gonna depend on where you're at on it. If you just bought in, there may not be a lot of room for you to move on from it, but if you're already up a bit on it, I would say, yeah. We do know that nobody is immune to the price adjustment of a end of the season loss. You saw that with just about every player known to man to date. You saw that with Hurts, Burrow, etc. I mean, you saw that with Mahomes even after they won the last time. So there is a bit of a off-season slump pretty much the day after the game ends for both the winner and the loser. So.
Whereas you shared with me before the stream started a couple different wide receivers that are going to be highly relevant free agency. Their prices are clearly going up. One in particular, T. Higgins, mentioned Mike Evans, and you showed me a couple different listings before the stream and how these guys are going up. Is that your general take on the current state of the market right now?
You know, you're at the point now where if you're looking to get into a player, you want to get into a guy that's going to be going up and isn't already up. And pretty much nobody on the Chiefs, pretty much nobody on the Niners are you going to get at a value. Those values are already inflated because of the Super Bowl. So those are guys that I'd be looking to move. And again, unless it's a 1-1 or a 1-10 or something wild, like it's always a card you can move back into. Stuff like base, optic silvers, prism silvers, scarce but not that scarce. There's always an opportunity to move away and move back. Again, unless it's so scarce, you may never hold the card again.
Finding that sweet spot to buy in, buy out, or buy in and then sell out, and kind of work your way up the ladder, huh? Yeah,
man. Hey, what's up? We got some friendly faces in the chat already. What's up? We got Matt. What's going on, man? Dr. Crack. Dr. Crack is in the building.
Early notification, Gabe Davis. Got him on that early notification, my man. Late Six says stay away from his Garrett Wilson's. So Garrett Wilson's another one in that category where the off-season hype is starting to pick up on a lot of these guys. I call it the reflection time period, man, where everybody's looking back on the season like, this guy's prices were way too low during the season. We need to start buying. The off-season's here. We got to buy. So you can see as a result, prices on Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall starting to go up. It also helps, the media. I noticed Breece Hall was doing a bunch of interviews with the Fantasy Football Life guys and talking about fantasy football and stuff. So that was cool. So there's like a lot of media hype right now around players and already heading into 2024. And we kind of highlighted that last week when we did a fantasy football draft for 2024 on Underdog Fantasy.
That was fun, man. Honestly, I think that all things considered, we put a couple good sheets together. And you know what? And the best part about doing these early is you can put an all-star roster together because some of these guys can end up on the right team in the right situation and be a starter, and you could be loaded. Whereas it could end up the other way too, you know.
Swamp Donkey off grid is he's going to be holding his Brock Purdy's, but he says moving them is a safe bet. So that leads me to putting in some prop bets. We got to dissect the prop bet market and talk about, you know, the subsequent card plays off of that and what we'll be doing there for the big game first and foremost. And what's interesting is they got prop bets on everything now, man. There's prop bets on the colored of Gatorade that's going to be poured. There's prop bets on talk about the point spread. They're like the overseas prop bets are absolutely ridiculous. There is even a prop bet on how many times Taylor Swift is going to be shown during the Super Bowl. I mean, just crazy stuff. And I know the more active Travis Kelce is, I'm sure she'll be talked about as well.
Yeah, that's I don't know. There's people that they draw new bettors in, so I get why they do that, but that's silly stuff, man. I see some people talking about guys that they seem to think are creeping up, and I definitely want to get into that because there's guys that I was trying to buy during the year that I'm still trying to buy now because, you know, the guys that you want to buy in, like I said, are guys that are now climbing or have been climbing versus already got to the peak or a peak for that matter. And,
but it's perfectly timed.
Potentially being named here.
It's perfectly. What's interesting is it's perfectly timed with, if you think about it, post holidays. You know, so now people aren't spending as much money on holiday buying, gift shopping, vacations, extravaganzas, and you have federal tax returns starting to come back. You know, so it's kind of like that perfect storm. Plus, the season's over. So what's the next best thing besides watching football is we can make bets around football, whether that's through fantasy football or football cards, which, you know, the primary focus of our channel. And I think this time period right now is why we see so many players actually going up throughout January. It's a very hot month because of the playoffs. But now as we move on from, you know, we're getting into the Super Bowl and then we move on into free agency. I mean, that's just where the prices just continue to rise into the draft. So it's actually quite I think an exciting time period. If you're getting in now, you can actually make plays right now this week and next week and stuff like that are going to have a big impact come draft time. There'll be a lot of flip potentials there. A lot of people like to flip. I like to flip because you get that quick gratification, you know, and we're not talking super quick unless you're like doing COMC, right? But the ability to turn around and double up on a card within a month or two is a lot of fun.
It is fun. And it is fun. And you know what? And both aspects of it are fun. Not just the buying and flipping, but guys that are in the toilet right now as far as value go. If that's a guy you like, you got to be loving the market on those guys right now because you can buy 2 or 3 of the cards potentially that you couldn't have bought one of before. You know, so that works out for both the collector and the investor equally.
Oren's coming in with with the first prop bet here. Elijah Mitchell carry total under. So let me go ahead and pull up the prop bets here on underdogfantasy.com. You guys can get into these with us using promo code QUEST, all part of the nooffseason.com sports card network. Promo code QUEST on underdogfantasy.com. So the first one that Oren says, Elijah Mitchell carry total under. I agree 100%. I think San Francisco is going to give it to their best playmakers. That's Christian McCaffrey. That's Deebo Samuel. If you have access to a sports book, I would say, I think the last odds I saw, because I now have access to one, was 5-1 odds, Steve, for Christian McCaffrey to win the Super Bowl MVP. I like that. His teammates think he's the MVP. You know, he got robbed of the season-long MVP, you know, which the awards are actually being announced tonight. They're being revealed tonight. So we'll probably get like tweets as we go through this stream on the other MVP awards, like the assistant coach of the year, Jim Schwartz. There you go. So I think Christian McCaffrey gets all the carries this weekend. I think they give it to their best playmaker. I think Deebo Samuel is going to get a couple. You may get one to Kyle Juszczyk, but I don't know what the Elijah Mitchell line is. But I love hitting the over or the lower going under on Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, there's the only chance of him making an impact is if McCaffrey is hurt for a substantial amount of time, whether that be like a few drives or a half or the whole game. Other than that, they're going to do what they've done all year, and that's just keep feeding him.
Yes, sir. So this is a very fragile line. The only one I'm seeing for Elijah Mitchell on Underdog Fantasy, 4.5 rushing yards. But at the same time, I mean, we could probably hit there's a chance Green Bay he didn't get a carry at all. That's a really low line. But look, the thing is, we got to be real about how good this Kansas City Chiefs defense has been playing, man. They've been playing lights out. Think about the last three quarterbacks that they played in Tua, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen probably comes second, third in MVP. Tua was hot for most of the season. Incredible weapons. I know the weather was really cold there. And Lamar Jackson, your MVP. So, I mean, and they shut him down. None of those guys really played good against the Chiefs. They shut them down. So I think Spagnuolo is going to be dialing up all kinds of interesting schemes and blitzes and press coverages. I mean, I think that San Fran's going to have to establish the run. They're going to run the ball. This prop here is super fast. I wish they had a carries one, but they don't. So I might just avoid this right here.
Very delicate. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing he could hit on a single play, or maybe not even get a carry the whole game.
Now this one, on the other hand, Christian McCaffrey, I think you kind of got to take this two ways. I mean, look at all the different props they have on here for him. What's your favorite prop for Christian McCaffrey?
Is there like a first half rushing touchdown? I know they have it broken down by half.
Yeah.
So let's see.
There is. It's got a chili pepper, so it's actually a 1.1x multiplier, first half rushing touchdown or receiving. It's a rushing or receiving.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good one. Honestly, I think that for whatever reason, I think that the first half's going to be kind of a shootout, and then both teams are going to go to the locker rooms and kind of get their team under control, and it's going to level off a bit. But I think that's a great one. You know, almost for sure he'll score a touchdown in the game. So he could score multiple. So taking him in the first half with a minor multiplier, not a bad pickup.
And I'm not sure if this is the right slip to put this on, but I do agree, Purdy. I do agree with Chalk's cards here. I think Purdy's going to struggle in this game. And that's one of the reasons why I think I've been telling people all week and last week that to sell Brock Purdy heading into this game. But of course you can hold, right? He's not going anywhere. I also admit that he's a fine hold because he is so young, because he does play for the 49ers, locked in as their starter next year, regardless if he plays bad in this game. But I do think he's going to struggle in this game. It may not be bad, but I think he's going to struggle. He hasn't really played great the past 3 or 4 weeks. You know, he got quite lucky in the Lions game, and the Lions defense is not that good. You know, especially their secondary. So, and I know he looked pretty good in the second half, but I mean, it's not been, Brock Purdy has not been the same Brock Purdy he was like during stretches the beginning of this past season. I think he's going to struggle in this game, man.
That's a fair assessment. I think that the most obvious version of that was when they played the Ravens. I mean, he looked so bad that when he came out of the game, they didn't put him back in. So that's definitely a bit concerning. Now, again, he finished with really high marks for the season, but we're not talking about the season. We're talking about a game that they're definitely going to be pressuring him, and a game that is for all the marbles. So I don't think he has a bad game, but I don't think he has a great game either. So I would not be opposed to an under.
Under 90.5 passer rating, over under. There's a 264.5 passing and rushing yardage over under. There's a fumble over under of 2.75x multiplier. And then there's the 0.5 interceptions. I like the sacks as well. 2.5 sacks taken. Go over on that. I like taking these props on Brock Purdy, under on the total yardage and over on the turnovers. And I know there's a lot of 49ers fans out there that don't want to hear this, but this is just my assessment from an unbiased perspective, looking at both sides of this game. Also, George Kittle is still limited in practice. There's a potential that he may not play, or he may be in limited capacity. That's going to be a serious impact to Brock Purdy. And I think this is going to be a tough game for him, man. The Chiefs defense has been playing really well.
Could you mouse wheel up a little bit? There was one I thought I saw that seemed pretty appealing. So what do you think about the 20.5 completions? Because you don't necessarily need to have a good game to have 20.5 completions.
Yeah, I could get on board with that, especially when you're trying to come from behind.
You could throw the ball 40 times and complete 20.5. You know what I mean? And still have an awful game. You know, it's not necessarily a metric of how good of a game he has, as much as it is just how often he's going to throw.
Yeah, you can have short yardage passes to Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Ayuk. He's got good chemistry with Ayuk. There was a guy that he was. Yeah, I think 20.5 completion is fine for the total game prop. On one ticket, we can only take one prop at a time.
All right.
So we have to pick one. You know, Christian McCaffrey scores a touchdown in the first half. That's fine. That one doesn't really impact too many of the other Brock Purdy ones. We could still go with we can go with this one like a pro 49ers. I wonder let me just go 49ers. And while I'm pulling up 49ers here, we got to pull up Late Sticks Sports Cards and Collectibles Super Chat. Thank you, sir.
Hey.
Stay away from my Garrett Wilson cards. They're all mine. And so I think that LOL is more of an evil.
Announced Rookie of the Year, Andy.
Rookie of the Year just announced?
Just announced.
CJ Stroud.
I think we all saw that coming. Even though I think it could have easily went to Puka, we know that the quarterback is always favored in these situations.
Yeah. He threw for over 4,100 yards, 26 total touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions. That's immediate superstar status right there. So let's pull up the other 49ers props real quick. Christian McCaffrey, we did one on him. So we can only put 5 picks in on a slip. Brandon Ayuk, 59.5. Receiving yards, seven targets seems kind of low. 3.5 first downs, 35.5, 1.5 20 plus yard reception. You got 20 completions going. We don't have a reception prop, but we do have a targets prop. We do have a 5 receptions for Deebo Samuel, though. We could easily hit that over if you want.
Now, do we know is he healthy now? Because I know he's been banged up.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing. Yep, he's healthy enough to suit up and doesn't have an injury status heading. He's not limited at practice or anything like that.
What was the Ayuk one? 7 targets?
Yeah, 7 targets. Then we got 5 receptions for Deebo Samuel. So
let's see. I don't have the playoff numbers in front of me, but I do have the target numbers. So
they also have a 4 receptions
he averaged 6.5 targets a game during the regular season
for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty much right in line. I mean he might struggle in this game though. So it's.
But if you think that Purdy has a lackluster game, that could mean they're trailing most of the game, Andy, which could mean he averages more than 6 targets, needing to hit that 7. So that's reasonable.
Okay. All right. And then Debo's got only 16.5 rushing yards. Wow, that's really low, man. 3 rushing attempts. I like all these props for Deebo Samuel as well.
What is it? First half rush, man. He's such a wild card, Andy. That one, on a game-to-game basis, I feel like he's not as consistent. So unless you have your heart set on any of those lines, I'm not too keen on him.
I'm just going to go with the I mean, it's either going to be receptions or rushing yardages, or we could. He's got Rashee Rice in that.
Let's see. So he had 225 rushing yards during the regular season.
Yeah, but he's just the. I mean, he's just
the average.
He's the threat, man. He's the threat that's going to be unleashed in maximum capacity in this game. All kinds of wild schematics. You know, Christian McCaffrey, they know is the go-to bell cow, so they're expecting that. But the end around Deebo Samuel's, the screens, the getting Deebo the ball in space, all kinds of ways is going to be, I think, a major component of the game plan here, especially with him being healthy. So he gives them huge breakaway capability. So I think we see it. I like the.
What about if you're thinking he'll be used in that capacity? You want to try to get it under in there with his receiving yards because. You know, you already said Purdy's not going to have as good of a game in theory. So if that's true, then he would go for less than his average that he had on the season, which is 59.5.
Yeah, I do. I do want to take that slip, but not that prop, but not on this slip because we went over on Purdy completions. Okay. So I'll just go over on Deebo completions, and then we got 4. And then we're pretty much there, man. And then you got Kyle Juszczyk. Let's see what we got here for defensive props on the 49. This is a total 49ers slip. Chalkscard says they're Chris Jones sack line.
Oh,
half a sack.
I like it.
Oh, that's we'll go ahead and add that there. And boom, that's a slip right there, man. You put in $10, promo code Quest, get you an instant 10 added to it, and put that one in, and then you can go and you can put in Purdy. I just like this total under 264. Go lower on that. I almost want to do this 2.75x fumble prop here, man. That is super juicy. And then you go add in the Chris Jones, like boom, look at that combo, right? The Chris Jones sack turns into a fumble. All of a sudden you're getting a 10.31x multiplier. Like that is a sick underdog prop bet stack for this weekend right there.
Just taking a big long shot sheet with a bunch of big multipliers on it.
Yeah, I mean, so Travis Kelce scores a touchdown in the first quarter. That's another 3x. Like how high can we get this thing, man? Look at it, 61.87. So then we go Mahomes. Now I do think it's possible that this could be a fairly low scoring game, like something like 21-17, something like that. I don't think we can add. Can we add? No, we can't do that. Yeah, your Mahomes pick is impacting this selection. Yeah, because we can't stack like that per se. But for third down, I also think that we could see Patrick Mahomes scrambling a little bit in this game. 25.5 rushing yards. I like that one, Steve. The max multiplier, the max entry multiplier has been reached. 100x. So it's forcing us to tap out here. We got to go. I mean, $10 gets us $1,000 back. I really like this one, man. Just need Kelce to get a touchdown in the first quarter. And then Chris Jones to get one sack, and then Brock Purdy to fumble the ball, and Patrick Mahomes to scramble once for 25.5 yards.
I was going to say lock it in before they change the line on you, man. We've seen that.
Locked in. We're locked in, man.
Dang. Well, I know who's buying national tickets if that slip hits now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, this is the second. All right, we've had two questions. Now, Hollows Cards, welcome to the stream, sir. Have you seen Hollow Cards in the stream before? I think he may be new.
Don't believe so, but
No.
welcome.
Yeah.
What do I think of Puka cards, man?
Yeah, we got this question from Quest as well. I kind of like that spin on how you spelled Quest there. It's pretty cool.
I'm a huge fan, man. I traded for him in my keeper league, so I'm a long-term believer. I'm a long-term investor in a different way. I do want to buy some of his cards, but there's no way I can get in at the prices they're at right now. I mean, the base, some of the base cards are in the double digits for Prism, and the discos and lasers and all those are close to the $30 range. So. I would wait till after the draft. You're going to have a lot of people thinking about the new class coming in, and naturally you'll have some more room to get in on his stuff, whether you're buying it for yourself or to hold on to and sell.
I really agree with your analysis there, Steve, because you have so many more products coming out. Plus, you'll have a lot of focus on the incoming rookie class. And I think Puka's hype will cool off throughout the summer. There's going to be a lot of people, myself included, that think he's like okay, but really think that Matt Stafford like propelled him to another level. So I'm very interested to see if Puka's prices can sustain where they're at now throughout the off season, because as you see here, Stacking Singles talking about Marvin Mims, second round wide receiver with some upside. Sean Payton guy there in Denver. Denver maybe making a quarterback upgrade this offseason. If we were just compare the two, right? Look at the Puka Nacua Green Scope Auto out of 75, $465 right now. Base Prisms, $5. The PSA 9.
The crazy thing, though, is you can easily make the argument that those prices are completely justified. If you take the name away and just show the numbers, you have rookie season numbers comparable to Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, etc. So the numbers don't lie. I mean, they are appropriate for what his performance was. Now, I know a lot of people think that, oh, he overachieved or Stafford made him good. But my argument to that is watch what he does after he has the ball in his hands. And there's no magic spell on the ball that Stafford gave him when he caught it. He does a lot after the catch that only he can do and no one helped him do.
Okay. I'll give you that. No, I mean, look, he's had a fantastic historic rookie season. The guy's really good work ethic, right? Obviously, really has a desire to succeed and play in the NFL. There's just, I think, a lot of guys that that are flashier than him. Marvin Mims, for example, is just more speed, right? More explosiveness. You know, Puka's like a big, like, I don't know how you classify if you had like a running back style wide receiver. That's yeah, but with less speed than Debo, like almost like, a plotter style running back at the wide receiver position with some more height and a great work ethic. There's Puka. No, he's been solid, I've obviously, but look at the price difference, man. The Marvin Mims Disco Silver Prism rookie auto, $28. And this is not even a sold transaction. Like, this is one you could buy right now, man. $19.99. There you go. Silver Prism rookie auto, $19.99, free shipping. And a Puka in a PSA 9, which really shouldn't give it that much of a bump. Oh, if anything, $10. So maybe $30 compared to $250, man. That's pretty insane. So what about Bijan Robinson? I mean, do you think Puka should be selling for more than Bijan Robinson, the former number 8 overall pick?
I don't see why not. I mean, we talk about, the NFL being results oriented. I mean, yeah, Bijan has the draft capital, no doubt. I mean, he's got the name recognition, but did he have a bad season? No. But has he lived up to what everyone's expectations were? Definitely not. And that is the big one. And that is really hurting his value. Does that mean he's stuck there forever? Absolutely not, which does make him an intriguing buy. But at the same time, just be cautious because, you did see quite the timeshare between the two running backs. And until you see that change, there is still that risk that, not that he's a timeshare back, but he's not a clear alpha like you have on some other teams.
Chalks reminds me that Puka was 6th in the NFL for yak yards after the catch. So, in fact, he is, by definition, a yak monster. Hollow says he can definitely see some Andre Johnson and Puka. I just don't think buying him at these prices is going to yield great results, in terms of upside. Honestly, I look at the Bijan Robinson prices, and I'm like, he's still doing pretty good, man. It's $100, $123 Silver Prism rookie auto raw. That's pretty good.
Gabe said closer to Eddie Royal than Jay Jets. Come on, man. Eddie Royal, come on, man.
So I'm curious to see in comparison. Let's pull up a couple more guys here. Let's pull up Jahmyr Gibbs because these Lions players have gotten red hot here. I mean, look at that silver disco Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, it's about the same price. The disco going for $225 there compared to the base silver prism auto for $120. These are auctions and buy nows ending today and yesterday for Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, his market's still red hot.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the thing to remember is the best time to buy any of this year, guys, is next year. Any of them, just about. Almost universally true, because the attention will be on the new sets coming out, the new players out, and we saw that with the 2020 class when 2021 came out, Fields, Lawrence, etc. And you saw it the year after that, and you'll be seeing it now with the new QB class coming out as well. And there's a lot of QBs, Andy, being drafted hypothetically in the first round of this upcoming class. So I'm not saying these guys become an afterthought, But I mean, there's only so many buyers and so much money that can be spent at once. By default, this class will go down, and you'll be able to pick them up then.
Yeah, I'm looking at these prices. I mean, all around $100 for these rookie silver prism autos for these top guys out of this past draft class. Now, if we go back 1 year, let's take the rookie of the year from 2022, Garrett Wilson. Let's pull up what his silver. Whoops, I got the wrong year.
I did, ironically, Andy.
Yeah.
Right before you said Garrett Wilson, I sent you a Garrett Wilson in the private chat. So.
Okay. So here's one from Select out of 199 for 162. There is a silver prism optic rookie ticket auto for 90, and his prices have been going up a little bit. Okay, here's a perfect example. Wow. A PSA 10 silver prism rookie auto for 180, or the raw one for just $80. You're getting them cheaper than Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Jordan Addison. I mean, I got to say, Garrett Wilson's better than Jordan Addison. He's not even the number one on his team, you know?
So this is an example of, it's the what have you done for me lately? And if you're a patient buyer, this is how you succeed at the card flipping game, or you build your PC on guys that you couldn't afford to buy. I would be willing to bet that even the non-graded one was, probably in the $200-300 range at some point. So if you're getting it for $80, that's an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah, sorry, Late Stick. If you're in on this auction, that
I shared with him a different auction that I didn't share with you, so I didn't feel bad about sending you this one.
We have the gold prism optic, which I gotta say, man, somebody who's listing and selling a gold prism, why would you take a scan? I mean, a scan just totally kills the gold shine on this card. I mean, it makes it look like it's just like a yellow or a bronze. I mean, right?
What do you expect?
So that's like, I mean, that's a good thing. I look at that, I'm like, that's an instant upgrade I could make to this card to turn around and sell it for profit. Now, what do you think this thing's going to end at in an hour? Currently 26 bids, $255 from Probstein.
Probably like $375, but it's got no business ending at that price. That's got a ton of room above that. And Late Stick says centering is off. Not as bad as you think. I mean, that card design is really bad. I mean, if you look at the edge of the writing on the left, where it says Garrett Wilson, that box, it's only marginally off. That whole design, that 22 Donruss design, Andy, if you look at them, they all look off center.
Yeah, a lot of them do. It's hard for me to gauge the centering on these. But, what's the let's check out and see what that PSA 10 hit rate is on Garrett Wilson in the app.
On the Prism Auto?
I was just looking at just like the optic and the Donruss in general. I want to look at Donruss optic. Just curious to see.
Here, look at those 10s, Andy, and tell me those aren't the same centering as you see on that one. I promise you, they're all like that.
Yeah, these are all 10s here. This optic hollow does look like it does look a little thin there on the right. Look at the raw to PSA 10 conversion rate, only 26.78%. Fairly small sample size. It's what, 130, about 170 cards have been submitted, and only 49 came back as 10.
You got to think that people are hesitant to send these in to some degree because of the style of card. I mean, the design by nature makes the card look off center, even in cases where it's not. Now, I will say that there are some that are obviously worse than others, but even the centered ones look off center because of the design.
Yeah, so far it's been, I mean, the purple shock 25%, the pink optic 35%. This is raw to PSA 10 conversion. Now, for whatever reason, the red hyper is doing pretty good at 60%, but I wonder if that's, yeah, I wonder that, I guess the sheets of red hyper got printed a little bit cleaner from the Panini factory than than these other ones. But I mean, looking at that, Steve, now I'm looking back at this, I'm like, is it off center?
At most, not much more than those are. Here's the thing about PSAs: they are very aware of set conditions and print runs, and that's why you see some forgiveness on even the 21 Prism set because the cuts were so horrible on most of the cards.
Ray Cardona asked what website is this? Yeah, check it out at footballcardquest.com. Just go to footballcardquest.com, click that Go Premium button. For as low as $6 a month, you can get access to this web app, and you can actively track everything that you're seeing on the screen now.
I was going to say, Andy, before we move on, if you pull up that optic hollow and you can put them side by side, I'm just curious. I honestly think that that optic hollow 10 picture is worse than the gold.
Well, we would actually want to go to eBay for that. And while I pull that up on eBay, yeah, I saw Matt Vescovi earlier talking about utilizing the Discord. I fully encourage everybody that's in the premium membership of the Football Card Quest, not only take advantage of the app, but take advantage of the Discord, all the channels we have in there. There is a marketplace in there. Everybody has the ability to trade with each other and make deals off eBay as well. So
take advantage of it because there's a lot of good guys in the group, a lot of guys that have nice cards in the group. Not to mention that I'm always posting links for eBay stuff, cards ending lower than they should be, or linking players that certain people collect. So I'm always looking out for you guys in there.
All right, so I'm trying to find an optic hollow PSA 10. There's a 9.
There's a 10, that red one.
It's one of those red hypers, man. All those red hypers are getting 10.
There you go. There's a regular optic. I'm telling you, man, they all look fat on the left. Almost, to me, they all do.
So let's see. This compared to
what do you think, man? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that they're grading these as 10s.
Oops. Get this. There we go. Yeah, man, it's gonna be really close. Really close. He said I would go based off of the nameplate. There's a little bit of glare over here. It's kind of affecting my perception of how. Man, dude, honestly, this is starting to look more and more like a 10.
Right.
This gold one. Late stick.
And the centering on the back is great too. So I'm saying, man.
The excellent condition. Oh, they put excellent on the condition instead of near mint. Well, that might just be a CYA. They might always do that. Flaws may include moderate edge chipping, moderate surface scuffing, fuzzy corners to cover themselves on returns. So then it has to be like a really serious defect in the card and to accept a return. And so maybe they do that to limit the amount of returns they can accept, especially being a consignment. I wonder if that's a consignment standard now. Like DC Sports 87.
I would think so. And I'm not saying it's 100% the case, but when you see that sticker at the top, that's always a breaker of some kind, typically. So that card is typically pulled right from the pack into a one-touch.
I had to get a little.
if that's in your budget, anyone out there, that is a pretty solid investment.
Now, Steve, if there's one flyer in the Super Bowl, like one guy, I want to see if there's a prop bet on this guy.
Kadarius Toney.
Oh my gosh, you knew exactly who I was thinking about. We got to read your mind. Right? I'm going back to the props to see if there's a
self-proclaimed best receiver in the NFL will be and should be active this weekend.
I just don't. Yeah, there's no props on him, so not even a prop here. This may be promising for us to find some cheap Kadarius Toney rookie cards on COMC.
Here's the thing: is if you're still holding anything of his of value, great opportunity to list them, because if he doesn't have a good game, he could end up not on the team next year. He could end up not on a team next year. But if he has a couple catches in a row, those listings will start flying off the shelves potentially. So,
Kadarius Toney rookie card. Let's see how cheap we can get into a rookie auto Kadarius Toney for.
There's one ending out of 10 in an hour, Andy, for $3.
Whoa, buddy.
That's the one.
I'm not even signed in. I guess I should sign in.
No, you don't have to. Click it. It'll take you to eBay.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could go to eBay, but I was thinking to buy it on ComC and flip it on ComC.
Well,
for the game this weekend.
On eBay via ComC, it'll put it in your ComC account.
It'll put it in your ComC. Okay. Right. The Donruss Optic Purple Stars rated rookie auto here out of 50, 1980. That's a pretty good deal too, man.
Not bad. Is there any red autos?
Red autos, the Optic Hollow rated rookie auto for 32. That's pretty cheap. There's a Silver Prism auto PSA 10 for 61. Rookie ticket auto variation.
$3.50 one, Andy. I think that there's not a lot of risk involved with that one.
No, not at all, man. For the patient hunter right there, man, out of 10. Advertised as a Spotlight Emerald from Panini Limited. I mean, it's got some nice stitching. It's got 2 colors in the patch.
Beautiful card, honestly.
Pretty cool card. I like the limited design from 2021. 1 hour, 37 minutes, 4 bids. Place a bid. So it takes us to eBay to place a bid.
Yeah. Hang on to it maybe right before we sign off. Could throw something down on it. Unfortunately, it's not potentially when we're going to still be live, but if you end up grabbing that for cheap, that's a good flip potential at that price, especially.
Yeah, man. It's like it put in like $16 or something. Could we potentially snipe? It's worth a shot. And he's a total flyer for this weekend Super Bowl that could break away in the open field.
People are going to be sour on him for a while, but let's be realistic. To turn people's interest favorably, it wouldn't take a whole lot. I mean, even just a touchdown, even if it's a 2-yarder, people would be back in the game and interested.
All right. It is that time in the stream. Shout out to everybody out there on the quest. It is time to draft, y'all. It's time to get into a big board draft.
I got to show you something real quick. Before we go in there, I got to share with you. Let me see if this will even work. You may have to put it on your screen, but This is I told you that I shared a card with Late Stick, and I shared a card with you, and I shared it with him so that it wouldn't be a lot of competition on it. But I want you to see what I sent him. He actually won the auction, and I think you'll be pretty impressed at what he got.
All right, we got $229.50. Boom. Silver XRC out of 99 with the rookie auto PSA 10. Ooh, baby.
That is
Yeah,
smoking, baby.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, that's like a $600 card for Puka Nacua. So I think he's doing pretty good. Doing pretty good for a guy that's going to put up double-digit touchdowns next year. Oh, with like 1,400 receiving yards.
That is exciting, man. Congrats. That is
Yeah.
a beauty.
Congrats, Late Stick. And there you go. And James said, hit him up in Discord if you're interested. That's get that access at footballcardquest.com. That Go Premium button. Now we're going to get into a Underdog Fantasy Best Ball draft, guys. You can draft with us. We're going to count down. I'll get into the $3 one or the $10 one, Steve.
We could do
the three feels quicker, right?
We get acclimated. Yeah. Plus, the 10's going to be open for a lot longer.
Yeah. This one's getting filled up. Just $3, and as I mentioned already, with promo code Quest, you get that instant 100% deposit bonus right away if you're a new user. So sign up, check it out. All right. So when I click,
I got it pulled up here, Andy. Why don't we give everyone a little time to get ready and get a countdown going?
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep it on this screen. So when I click yes, it's gonna take me into the draft. So we'll go a countdown from 5. All right. We'll count down from 5, and then after I say 1, I'll say enter, and then we'll go in. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter.
Oh, waiting on 4. Yep, we're in the same one.
Sweet.
And we should hypothetically get the next 4 people to click the button.
Yeah, 3 spots open. What the beautiful thing is about this, guys, you have no roster start-sit decisions throughout next season. So there's like nothing to worry about after this 45-minute draft, with the potential to win $15,000 at the end of the season. This is going to get you acclimated to all the player values. There's a direct carryover right now to their sports card values. We'll see where Puka Nacua is being drafted, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty high, And this is going to get you acclimated with all the rookies. It's just a great way to get your fantasy football fix in and not have a ton of overhead and oversight throughout the season. You just draft it and forget about it if you want, or you could check the scores. But Underdog Fantasy does the rest. You draft a big team, they optimize your roster for you on a weekly basis to give you the most points you can get.
Oh, Andy, you got a hyperlink for James's comment? I'm not.
Steve, 4 minutes, $91. Darnell Mooney, select Black Prism NFL Shield logo patch auto 1 of 1. Darnell Mooney, a free agent this offseason. A lot of guys have him in the top 10 free agency rankings, Steve. Darnell Mooney's got some nice speed, route running capabilities.
What's wild is he played really well with Andy Dalton. And I think, going back to that topic, I think that Bears receivers in general, whether he's back or not, which I don't think he will be, but they've been hurt more than helped by Justin Fields. I hate to say it, Andy, but they need a true passer to flourish over there. So if they get a pass first, run second QB, all those guys are going to be wheels up. Tight ends, receivers, all of them. Draft starts in 15 seconds.
I've got a lot of pressure on me now, man. Look at this. I'm at the number 3 pick. I'm sandwiched between new collector, Derek, 2 highly experienced red and white shield bros here. And I'm already on the clock, man. Look at new collector, just rapid fires CD Lamb there at the 1.2. Goodness. I got to go back to Justin Jefferson here. Because I feel like Justin Jefferson's like a safe pick, you know? And not going out on a limb, just going J Jets. I think Kirk Cousins is coming back to Minnesota. And it's going to be back to, 2,000-yard seasons for J Jets.
Yeah, I would think so too. If they bring him back, that team's too good. I mean, the only thing that's going to really maybe small level handicap is if they draft a QB, which could happen.
I'm going to do my best not to auto pick. All right. So
Well,
let me
then,
see.
I guess I will take Puka.
Holy cow. See you guys, look. Puka Nacua just went drafted in the first round of 2024 fantasy football. You guys are getting an early look at some of the craziness that's going to happen this offseason and upcoming August.
I think last week he went 6th or somewhere in that range. He's going top 10.
I'm sure my auto pick tendencies will be coming out. My brain power is fading quickly here at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Let's see. A little bit of a run on running backs. I was thinking of going Kyron, same team, but he looked really good last year, Andy.
Wow, that guy Mikey! Look, how early did DJ Moore get drafted last time? The pick 14 for DJ Moore in this draft feels quite early.
Well, you know what? Let's just take another guy that I like with Sir Nico Collins.
Gabe, I would love to move this stream up to 8 p.m. Eastern, but I do it for my man Steve Hitman here. He's on Central, so I make the sacrifice once a week, knowing that
walking in the door from work at that time.
Yeah, knowing that my brain and my body, this is when I go to bed most nights. Is right now. I'm like turning TV off, putting the phone down, going to sleep. So. Yeah, my brain does start fading pretty fast after 10. And I haven't been what's the word I'm like indulging in exogenous substances and alcohol and whatnot at late nights since I've been on the Empower Men health program.
Well, not to mention that even though you have improved energy when you're living a better lifestyle, but if you're losing a lot of weight simultaneously, end of the day is a rough time.
Ooh, Devontae Adams. Ha ha! You guys thought I was gonna auto pick too. I know Late Stick was just sitting there. All right, here he goes.
And that Mooney went for like 117.
Really? For a 1-of-1 NFL Shield?
Yeah, I was thinking about going in on it, but it was I think it was the second year.
What's New gonna do?
So Marvin Harrison, man.
Unreal. Rashi Rice has moved all the way up to a second round pick. I am not acclimated to these 2024 ADPs. This is some crazy stuff right here. Now I'm torn. Tank Dell or Pittman? I gotta go Pittman here. I guess I'm starting off 0 RB, but I just love the, I'm focusing on tiers. Like, I'm not gonna pass up a 1,200 to 1,500 yard receiver sitting there in the third round. You know what I'm saying?
And there's some dudes out there still.
Clear alphas on the team. Snip Zap there, picking right after late stick before Green Goblin at the 6th spot, doing that robust RB build, getting Breece Hall in the first. So Breece Hall has now moved up to a first. That's directly correlated with his rookie card prices going up. Garrett Wilson's a first there at the end. Saquon at 19. Be interesting to see what happens to him this offseason. And then ETN in the third, which ETN, Steve, was a true bell cow last year. The Jaguars have kind of fallen down. I think ETN should have gone higher than that. I think he got a good deal on ETN there in the third. What say you?
I would say he's definitely second round worthy for sure.
I mean, he was a bell cow last year, man.
I'm gonna take a running back. Yeah, I mean there was a lot of games where he was just about the only thing they had going, and he does it in both aspects of the game, running and catching. So nothing to dislike.
JSN Forest Camo Prism. Forest Camo Prism out of 15, ending in 10 minutes. Why do I feel like Gabe is throwing out a lure? I feel like I'm a fish swimming in a pond. Gabe's throwing out a line
for a while, so I think he's genuinely sharing something.
Yeah, this is exactly when I would pull it up. And with these 30-second pick clocks, all of a sudden you get wrapped into it's a little tangent. It's 10 minutes away. So see, I have time. I got time. But it is something, gives me something to do to make sure I stay awake.
There's some value out there.
I wish you could just type in JSN on eBay. Does that pull up Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Probably not.
Probably not. I got it. Wow, what a poor photo too. I'm good. Still got 5 picks away. So this is a real listing. 8 minutes. Terrible photo. This guy, TNT Sports Cards.
Yeah. And that's actually a reputable seller. I'm really surprised by that.
Yeah, bad photo. He could have, obviously he did the job. Like, in terms of being able to see the details on the card, yeah, this is great, but I would like to make it look a lot better, just flat out. And now I can see some really significant off center from left to right there. I do see that one.
On that one, I agree for sure.
But out of 15, interesting price point is obviously tempting. What's the hype in the climate going to be like for JSN, just constantly contending with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett for targets, though?
I don't think Lockett's going to be there next year.
Interesting.
I don't.
Ooh, what a decision, dude. Drake London, T. Higgins. I think I'm going to go. I don't know where T. Higgins is going, but if he goes to the Panthers, I might not be too bad. I'm going to go Drake London. Only because I'm way higher on the Falcons in 2024, just right off the bat from the coaching and offensive coordinator hires than a lot of people. And I'm completely convinced they're going to get a massive quarterback upgrade. I mean, even Justin Fields, like the trade that's been rumored most recently, Justin Fields of Falcons, like that's like the quintessential offseason trade, it seems like this year. Like everybody's talking about.
Yeah, and it's a almost a done deal that Mac Jones is on a new team. So I don't know that Vegas doesn't draft a QB, but um, if they don't, I think that there's a good chance they end up and go pick up a guy like him.
I took Trey McBride.
All
See,
right.
it wasn't a full auto pick because I started him up, but I knew I didn't have time to hit the drop down and hit the draft button. So I relied on the quick pick, start him up, put him in my queue, got him picked. So it's not a true auto pick. What's up, Valcorp Photography Thomas? Welcome to the chat, my friend. James just informed us CMC got named Offensive Player of the Year. I was actually going to look on ComC to see if there were any good CMC cards that are like not rookie but veteran.
Funny you should ask that, Andy. No joke. I have one saved. Hold on.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I was watching it for tonight. Here, I'll share with you guys. If that was a rookie, that would not be affordable for most people.
Look at that, man. Gold vinyl optic 2022. So that's the year I'm looking for, I guess I could search 2022 Christian McCaffrey. And he sent me something in the chat.
All right.
Ooh.
Did the link work? The one I saw.
Yeah, that's nice, man.
That is just amazing.
Cracked Ice veteran ticket, currently $127, ending in 34 minutes, 10 bids.
That card's has no business at that price. If it ends anywhere near that, then someone got a steal. But you'd be hard pressed to find any McCaffrey auto for, I don't know, in the low $100 range.
So back on this draft, Steve, in terms of like overall draft strategy, you've got a pretty balanced approach going. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. You stacked Nico Collins with CJ Stroud. Love it. CJ Stroud, the 5th quarterback off the board. So still going behind Josh Allen, who, my word, went at 24. And Jalen Hurts in the third, end of the third, and then Mahomes and Lamar in the middle of the 4th. Now we got a couple second year. Wow. So, man, look at that. That's pretty wild to see those guys going so much earlier. Dalton Kincaid at 56. Wow, that seems really rich.
Yeah.
See, this is where I gotta study this rookie class a little bit more. Like I'm not familiar with Rome and Undunze.
Knox has been pretty much phased out of the passing game.
Yeah, but really, I'd have to look at the routes run numbers, but I feel like as long as Knox is there, there's not going to be enough volume for Kincaid to produce as a true number 1 tight end, and he just got drafted in a tight end 1 tier. I mean, he's drafted ahead of multiple tight end 1 tier
Well,
guys.
here's another thing to consider. I mean, he's a rookie. He, I believe, had the second most receptions for any tight end rookie. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the number. So clearly a bit of faith in the guy. And again, we forget often that this guy is a rookie. And just because he played well, it doesn't mean that he's not likely to improve. Tight end curve is usually one of the higher ends where the big peak for their production is usually like year 4. So if he's balling out now, you can pretty much bank on improvement.
Yeah, but this upcoming season, 2024, think it's going to happen that quick?
Yeah, Knox was
Is
basically
Knox
a
still
decoy
there?
at the end of the year, so it's possible. And let's not forget there is a likelihood of a Stephon Diggs departure, which no one's talking about.
I'm not taking him over George Kittle though. What about Nick Chubb? I mean, we writing this guy off?
No,
I'm taking Nick Chubb, man.
no, that's a great value. I mean,
You
he's
get the
kind of
injury
guy that
discount.
he can bounce back from that kind of injury.
Yeah. You get the injury discount right there. A guy that went in the second round last year dropped a full 5 rounds because of the ACL, but Dak Prescott at 74? Wow. Okay. Well, he did get CeeDee Lamb in the second. All right. Eckler's fallen this far? You think Eckler's should be going this cheap now?
No, I think that the offense as a whole was pretty dysfunctional. I don't think he's cooked yet, but I mean, getting him at a 7th round value is good. You know, he's obviously not, until he can prove himself again, he's not a 2nd round guy anymore. But
No, I get it.
I like him in the 7th for sure.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm stealing him in the 7th, dude. I wonder how cheap his rookie cards have gotten because he's got very few. I mean, he's literally got 30 different ones. Basically, the select rookie ticket auto. He's got a couple select variations, and the rookie ticket auto. I mean, that's it. Those are his rookie cards. So, yeah, I'm wondering how cheap those got because, man, I mean, if he stays on the Chargers, somehow gets extended, then that's big. If he goes to a new team, I'm looking at that as a big news spike as well. So you almost like you could hit on both ways. And he had a high ankle sprain last year. I think Austin Eckler is just what do you call that? Like Derrick Henry, a stalwart in the league.
Yeah.
They got a couple years left.
And unlike Henry, he doesn't have those miles on him like a lot of the running backs at his age do. Now he's had a lot of usage in the past couple of years, but over the same span of time, not so much.
Yeah, big time receiving role too. So I mean, just to fall that much, I mean, to go from the 1st round to the 7th round in 1 year because of a bad season, high ankle sprain. I mean, that's wild, man. I think that's too far of a fall. I think I might even take Eckler over Josh Jacobs. I know you're a Josh Jacobs fan. I see Late Stick took him there in the 5th round. I do like that Tyjae Spears pick. I probably would have gone Tyjae Spears over Nick Chubb and Austin Eckler as well. Very bullish on him entering his 2nd year. Javonte Williams, that's a steal, dude. At pick 88.
I'm huge on this guy. I was huge on him last year, but I'll tell you what, they are definitely confident in him being healthy. Now, him being healthy coming right off of a major knee injury, he was healthy enough to play, but he didn't quite pick up steam right away. I mean, that's when you're playing with that kind of serious injury, the full comeback time is substantial. So he was healthy enough to play and not get re-injured. We saw the usage was through the roof last year, which I don't think anybody expected that kind of usage. But the coaches talked about it, and it seemed believable. So I bought in last year. But I really think this year that offense is better. Somehow they get a quarterback for sure somehow, and that offense is not as dysfunctional, and a lot of it's going to run through him.
Got my choice here. Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Jake Ferguson, Jalen Warren, DeAndre Swift.
Gabe Davis is telling us not to draft himself.
Definitely not. I'm leaning towards DeAndre Swift here. MT7, new collector, very confident in their picks. He goes Jake Ferguson. MT goes Jordan Love at the end of the 8th and comes back around with Jalen Warren. Definitely concerned about the Steelers' offense next year with Arthur Smith coming in. Former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, now the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm back on the clock. Steve, what's your reaction to that?
Which one?
I do want to take Deontay Johnson here. I kind of want to take Tua though too, man.
I wouldn't blame you with either guy. People crack a lot of jokes on Tua, but the man I believe he finished the regular season in passing yards. So
I went Deontay Johnson last second.
With improved quarterback play, and you'll see that over the course of a full season, he'll be back. And he's in a contract year, so boom.
Apparently,
nobody was thriving with Kenny Pickett behind center.
What's so bad about my picks, Gabe? Oren thinks Arthur going to help Najee. Yeah,
I think just improved quarterback play helps the run game. You saw that as soon as Rudolph took the helm last year. You saw both running backs immediately improve. I mean, you just can't stack the box when the guy can push the ball down the field. It's just the basics of the game. All right, we got some choices here.
Lots of choices.
Here. Man, got a little bit of a dead zone here. I'm going to go.
It's going to be interesting to see what quarterback I end up with. I still haven't taken one. My next pick's at 118. Get guys like Late Stick. It's already got Justin Herbert in the 7th and Tua now in the 9th. See, this is what I'm talking about, Steve. I know you just got Cortland Sutton, so you got a little Denver stack going. But look, your man TJ Hawkinson picked at 92. That was a full 3 rounds after Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, I'm going to try to draft him heavy again this year. I know that there's at least a small chance he starts the season, maybe not at full speed, but I don't think his knee injury was nearly as bad as forecasted. So I'm high on him. If they bring back the same squad and he's healthy and Cousins doesn't miss time throughout the year, I mean, he was on pace to easily lead tight ends in production this year. And I think he still finished in 3rd despite the Pastronaut, Jaron Hall, etc. experiment that came after.
Josh Dobbs, what do you call him? The Pastronaut?
Yeah. No T-Hawk for Gabe this year. All right. Well, that's good because we're going to be in a lot of drafts together.
Yeah, you won't be sniped at all, man. All right, so we're starting to get a rookie quarterback off the board here at 110. Caleb Williams is picked. Still going behind Brock Purdy and Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love, Tua, for quarterbacks, probably going in that, well, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's the 16th quarterback off the board. The 17th is Jared Goff. So, yeah, we're in the QB2 range. Now Jaden Daniels goes, another rookie prospect. They're in the middle of the 10th.
He says, Derek's saying Njoku and Bowers over hot. Njoku was really good with Flacco in there, and I don't think Flacco's going to be the starting QB this year unless there's something I missed. So, that offense was not quite the same with any of the other QBs in there. So, I would definitely consider Njoku major regression candidate.
I get Cole Kmet. I got Matthew Stafford start up. There's Kirk.
Who'd you end up picking up? Let's see.
I picked Cole Kmet.
Okay. Here's the thing. There's still a legitimate chance that Bears keep the pick and take a quarterback. That being said, Cole Kmet could have the best season of his career at this point because, he was a nice red zone threat and a safety valve for Fields, but he's a legitimate target and the second best receiving option they have. So with Mooney being gone, maybe, even that many more looks coming his way. So I like that pick.
Also, I don't know why people are spending so much on these quarterbacks like Jared Goff at 114. I mean, I'm sitting here. I mean, the past 5 years, Matt Stafford and Kirk Cousins have been two of the best pocket passers in the league. I mean, they throw the ball a ton, and they are very accurate and like to throw it deep too, man. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Kirk Cousins here. I think I'm getting another nice injury discount, man. And I'm stacking him with Justin Jefferson. I think Kirk Cousins gone way too cheap for the amount of passing volume and touchdown potential that he has. I mean, there's been years where people were taking Kirk Cousins as the top pocket passer on the board.
No, it makes sense. It's a shame he got hurt, Andy. Last year I had so many Cousins Jefferson sheets or Cousins Hawkinson Jefferson sheets, and if not for that injury, man, there could have been a lot of money made.
Yeah, you and a lot of other people too, I'm sure. you would have been fighting against a bunch of other.
Yeah, and it was because of their average draft position too. It did make it pretty easy to end up with all three of those guys. Well, I don't think he'll make it back to me, and it just makes too much sense. So I'll take my second stack with Stafford and Puka.
Oh, Najee just got angry run of the year. Now he's getting Arthur Smith, who's an angry coach. Now a new angry offensive coordinator for Najee. This could be good, man.
I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year.
I kind of want to see the angry run of the year.
Will Anderson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Kevin Stefanski, Coach of the Year. Derek says, Andy stacking his QB and receiver coming out of the basement quickly. Let's see. Who did you stack with? Let's see.
Cousins and
right on. Okay.
I think he's saying just the fact that I stacked my quarterback or my wide receiver with my quarterback means that I'm not dead yet. Angry run of the year. I haven't got the tweet yet, so I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is. A good stiff arm against the Seattle Seahawks guy. It's a good, clean stiff arm. Wasn't even, I mean, how long of a run is that? Like 10-yard run? Just a good, clean stiff arm to the Seattle Seahawk guy, straight to the shoulder pad, threw him right down to the ground. That's solid. Is that really the best angry run of the year?
That's a good question. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that McCaffrey ended yet. Did it end? Oh, no, there's still 17 minutes. It's got some eyes on it. There's 6 minutes left on that Garrett Wilson, if anyone was watching it. Gabe Davis, man, I'm not going to lie. It took a lot for me not to pick him with my last pick, but I do see a revival in Pat Freiermuth this year.
Yeah, the 1.1's definitely paying the rake. It's MT7. He's only got 3 wideouts. Carter said Dontavian Wicks is going to be the alpha on Green Bay. So I just give him some faith here. Go ahead and grab my 6th wide receiver in Wicks.
Actually, I DM'd Carter after the show, and I told him I do agree. Down the stretch, he was featured a lot more, and especially in the red zone. And
Wicks is
he did win me some nice parlays, so he's on my good list.
Nice. I think Wicks is a snipe target too, man, in the hobby. So
I think another issue, well, good and bad, double-edged sword, is he doesn't have a lot of product.
I'll take Deshaun Watson this late.
Ooh, nice pick, Derek.
Oh, his big boy running back from Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's been a war between him and I every time we draft together to pick
Braylon Allen, let's go. What's the market like on Braylon Allen's rookies?
That is a legitimate question. That I honestly don't buy a lot of Bowman U, so I wouldn't have your answer on that.
75 number down.
What makes sense here? Man, I guess we got to take another receiver.
I wonder. It doesn't seem like he's got the first logo. Oh, there's the first. Yeah, he was printed in 2021. You got to go back to. That's not bad, man, because the first one sold for 20, and so did the this one from this year, the licensed one from this year. Well, maybe not quite as much, about 15.
I like it. You know, I've never been anti-college stuff, but the college Bowman U product is becoming mainstream. I don't know if you've seen the commercials for it, but they are pushing it.
What commercials?
I saw it on IG and I believe YouTube as well for Bowman U. Bowman U commercials.
Ooh. Dude, that is interesting.
Let's see. When's my pick? I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. I wonder if it's searchable. Commercial. Let's see. Is this it? Oh, shit. Should probably make my pick. Let's see. Probably need a running back here. One of my favorite late round selections. This might be it. That's not the right one. That's just a Bowman commercial.
All right, back up. Audric Estime. No, Derek, I need to do my research this week, man. I think I'm going to take Baker Mayfield, too. Ooh, I got me Elijah Moore. Come back around. Keaton Mitchell. Baker. Elijah Moore. Just going to star up some guys here, man. Curtis Samuel. Let's go.
There you go. Not a true auto pick, right, Andy?
No. I started him up. I intentionally did it. Bought myself a little bit of time. Even though I could barely hold my eyes open right now, I'm still starring people up.
Traylon Burks. All right.
But this is moving fast. We've only got 5 rounds left. We're filling out depth now on the bench. Audric Estime. I gotta go pull him up.
Especially with all these unknown rookies, man. It's
Notre
a lot
Dame.
of guys that you're just like, man, I wish I could draft them all.
Notre Dame, 6 foot, 227. That's a thick boy right there. I like the speed score, man. Put up double-digit touchdowns. 18 touchdowns this past year. 1,300 rushing yards. Let's go. Let's go, Audric. Dang.
Did you notice they have Taysom Hill only classified as a quarterback now? No more tight end value there.
Oh, really? They fixed that little glitch in the system that is Taysom Hill, huh?
They did.
Where'd he go at? I don't see him.
No, he won't get drafted. He's
okay.
I mean, it'd be silly to take him as a QB when he plays, a 20th of the game. You know what?
I gotta pull up some Audric Estime. A lot of times they have the highlights embedded in there. Let me pull it up off screen.
Andy, have you been watching any mock draft type shows?
No, but I was digging into some of the Senior Bowl stuff. Why, you've been watching some mock draft stuff?
Some just first round stuff. I mean,
oh, you mean for
I'm
the
not too
NFL
big
draft?
on that kind of stuff because it doesn't mean anything. I mean, outside of the top couple guys, it's really a crapshoot where these guys end up going. You could speculate all you want. It doesn't really affect where they ultimately go. So I don't buy into it too much.
Oh man, this Audric
helpful, I
Estime
will
guy
say,
is
but
good, bro.
It's helpful to learn more about guys you might not be familiar with. All right, so hey, Andy, the Garrett Wilson ended at 400. I said 375.
It's pretty close. What do you think the top end for that card is?
Oh, a lot.
Like in a hyped up Garrett Wilson market?
Yeah, like 1,200 plus probably.
Whew.
Yeah. How many more rounds we got? 16, 17. We got a couple rounds.
Right. So this Audric Estime, he looks like Javonte Williams out there to me.
Flacco.
He's a downhill runner, man.
Gotta love some Joey Flack, but he says he'll be back this year, but where? You know?
Mrs. Lolo, hello. That's a lot of lows going on there. Let us see Estime. Can I bring it up? Can I bring up Estime? I just exited out.
Let's see.
All right. Now I got to pull up Jatavion Sanders. All right. Let's see. I'm on the clock. Right. No, got to get back to the draft. Here we go. 15 seconds. I got 2 QBs. I need a running back. Marshawn Lloyd. Marshawn Lynch is good. Oh, Antonio Gibson. Let's go. Oh, did I not? I moved the order. Oh, man. New collector. You better not snipe me, dude.
Oh, man.
I guess that's kind of an auto pick. I was trying to move the order. Ray Davis. He went with Ray Davis. Oh, new collector knows what's up. He went Ray Davis. James bid 135 on the CMC and someone else still has a higher bid on it. When is the Burbank card show? Mrs. Lolo. Oh, I got a pick.
I'm watching another card ending right before that McCaffrey, but I am curious to see where it goes.
Oh, Alexander Madison. Fallen out of everybody's favoritism.
Bryce, baby.
Next week, the Burbank card show. No, I won't be there. Then that's coming up very soon. I've got some other travel coming up the end of the week after next for work, and I will be at the National. And when is that, Steve? The end of July?
July. I don't know the exact date.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. They're already selling tickets and weekend passes and all that.
Yeah, we got to get on that early. I missed out on the early tickets last time. I want to get the early passes so we can get in early. I want to get in like Thursday.
Yeah.
Get those Thursday deals. What day did we get in last time? We got in like Thursday night, right? Like Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening.
Thursday.
And we went there Friday and Saturday and then traveled on Sunday.
Yeah, no, we went Thursday. We went straight to the festivities, and then Friday morning ish.
That's right. Yeah, I got to the hotel and Jake had the mini fridge full of beer. And we met Late Stick and Filthy. Well, Filthy
was decent crew.
Yeah. That's right. We did a live stream there at the restaurant.
That was definitely memorable and unique because how many card streams do you guys watch that the participants are heavily inebriated?
I'm sure there's a couple out
in
there.
A public setting on top of it.
Yeah, we were rolling, man, rolling on site, on scene. We promised the guy. Well, it was Thursday night, man. We had to deliver.
No, I'm glad we did, man. That was a lot of fun.
I actually put on not too bad of a live stream. You had some guests pop in. Yeah, Paul Hickey from No Off Season. You had Kendall pop in. Had the guys from Graybos pop in. I know they had a good football season. They bought some pretty high-end Lamar Jackson stuff there at the show. Bryce Young in the 17th. Yeah, I'd say that's a steal, especially with new head coach Dave Canales. I'm digging it, man. They might be getting T. Higgins this offseason too.
There's a lot of names floating around. T. Higgins, Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, and Stephon Diggs, actually. There's a big possibility that they move on from his money and just draft a rookie.
He's Stephon Diggs might be losing a step, man. Tell you what, it doesn't seem like Mike Evans or Devontae Adams are losing a step though.
That's true. Yeah, and there's always the chance Evans stays, and that doesn't. I mean, I don't think where he goes affects his value. Although, if he does go to Carolina and they continue to play poorly, that would be the exception.
All right. I'm on the clock. Will not belabor this. I'm getting your guy, man. I'm going with Penix. The laser arm. Penix has got a beautiful deep ball, man.
Nine seconds on McCaffrey. I'm actually shocked it's still that low with 14 watchers.
That veteran cracked ice ticket auto.
The last second. 177.50.
So wait, does that mean Mrs. Lolo, I think, won it because she's saying she bid 199 in the chat.
Oh,
Let us know if you won that.
That is about as nice of a card as you can get, man. And you know what they failed to divulge in the description is it's out of 22. I know if you're familiar with cracked ice contenders or optic, you know that, but many buyers may not.
Frank Gore Jr.? Get out of here. Frank Gore's kid is now being drafted in the league?
I'm big on him, but I watched a video on him this morning for the first time. He looks like a mini Gore. They look similar, like appearance-wise.
He's got the Frank Gore mean mug. Oh yeah, he does have the same face.
Just much smaller.
5'8", 170. But the man is following in his dad's footsteps. Just a underwhelming athletic profile and probably a great work ethic and really, really tough. You just got to be. If you're a Gore, you're just keep charting out yards, man.
The chance he could get drafted by Frisco like very late, 6th, 7th round. Oh man!
Wait, what's going on here? Did T. Higgins just get traded during this show? What?
Wait, what?
Did he just get signed by the Titans? Or is this speculation?
You know what? I'll take him. Fine though. Where are we seeing this here? Oh no, I think he's just saying that him signing there makes sense.
Oh.
You know, if Tampa loses Evans, the one thing they have going for them is they have a lot of money to spend, and they're obviously a playoff-capable team now. So I've shared my theories with Derek last week. I think that if he doesn't get franchise tagged, they could go after Michael Pittman, who's a similar physical profile receiver. And as you know, Andy is in a way connected to Tampa Bay.
Hmm.
Let's see, Mikey took my guy, Mr. Alec Pierce. I like that. That was a tough choice for me. I just had too many receivers already. 20th is the final round, I believe, correct?
Yeah, this is the final round right here. People are sleeping on Malik Washington, says Gabe. Joe Flacco got the comeback player of the year.
That was tough. There was a few other guys I really wanted, but Davis Allen makes too much sense with Higbee going to potentially miss half the year. And I have his quarterback. So.
NFL MVP voting. Lamar Jackson, 49. Josh Allen, 1. Those were the votes.
Wow,
almost
that's huge.
unanimous.
Wow, that's pretty surprising. That almost makes it seem like Josh Allen had a bad year, but we know that's not true.
All right. My final pick. Get back there. We're going to round it out with a. Let's go Noah Gray, tight end KC.
Derek, I almost took Ronnie Rivers, man. I almost took him. There's a good chance he gets more work or a lot more work, depending on Eckler's status with the team.
Okay. Well, Steve, that was fun, my friend. I appreciate you guys all tuning in and having fun with us tonight. And good luck this weekend during the Super Bowl.
There might not be any live football on for a while after this week. So next show and the show after and the show after that. But what there will be, Andy, is a lot more live drafting.
Oh, yeah. Much live. You're going to be out next week, right, Steve?
I am. I will be incapacitated for at least a few days, so I won't be here next week, but I should be good the following week. So
okay, cool. All right, guys, stay tuned. What the schedule will be like next week for me, and good luck this weekend. Peace.
Good luck.
I'll let you guys know what we'll be doing next week in Steve's absence.